Okay, so in video 2 here, we're going to take a look at adding the Toolopaths to cut this out. The first thing we're going to have it do is to cut the 3 dados, or 2 dados and a rabbit. So we will select and then hold the shift key down to grab all 3 pieces of that geometry. And we're going to go to a hatch fill for this one. We're going to we're going to sort first by end mills, and then we're going to select the 1/4 inch end mill by double clicking on it. We're going to add our depth in, which is 0.25 for this project. And then we're going to go in and edit our cut. So we have a couple things to do here. First of all, we want to look at the depth. 0.25 is good. We want to look at the fill. We're going to change our hatch angle to 90, otherwise it's going to go side to side. We want it to go a long way in the pocket. We're going to open up our passes. Right now it wants to do that all in one pass, which would be a lot, so we're going to do 2 passes on that. And then we're going to look at feeds and speeds. For feeds and speeds, our feed rate, we're going to run this at 100 inches per minute, and we're going to plunge in at 50 inches per minute, and our spindle max speed 18,000. So we're going to hit OK on that. So again, 100, 50, and 18,000 with 2 passes and a 90-degree hatch angle. So we're going to hit OK on this. So there's our Toolopaths going through those 3 cuts there. Next thing we're going to do are the 2 circles. So I'm going to grab these, and I'm going to do an island fill for this one. So we're going to select that. We're going to double click our 1/4 inch end mill. Now these are going all the way through, so your depth is 0.5 for this. And we're going to go and change our passes. Let's do 4 passes on that. So it's only taking 1/8 of an inch per pass. Let's take our feed rate, and we're going to do that at 100. We're going to do our plunge rate at 50, and our spindle speed at 18,000. And we're going to hit OK. And we're going to hit OK on that one. All right, at this point, we're ready to do our last cutout, which is the actual cutout of the part. So I'm going to select the geometry that goes around the outside, and up top here on the left I'm going to select routing offset. We're still using the 1/4 inch end mill, so you want to find that 1/4 inch end mill here, and you want to double click on that, take that up to the top, and the depth on this is also going all the way through, so I'm going to set that to 0.5. We're going to go back in and we'll take a look right now. This is for our passes. It wants to do this in 1 pass. We do not want to do that. We're going to do this in 4 passes so that we have an 1/8 inch cut per pass. Again, our feed rate, we're going to run this at 100. Plunge rate is going to be 50, half the rate of our feed, and our spindle set up to 18,000. So we're going to hit OK on this. Before we get out of here, we are going to add some bridges so this part doesn't break away from the plate when we're done here. So we're going to add bridges, and I'm going to add 6 bridges on this part. So we'll hit OK here. The bridges are shown in green. We may find that we want to move one of those. Looking around, this one is right on the radius, so I'm going to go up to my Toolpaths, and I'm going to go into Edit Bridges, and I'm going to hold my left mouse button down on the center of that bridge, and I'm just going to slide that over. That's going to make that easier to clean up later, that I don't have to deal with that on the curve. The other thing I would look at is this one is right in the center of that rabbit on the end, so I'm going to slide that one back a little bit. The other 2 look pretty good. So now we're ready to toolpath this, so I'm going to right click and exit the tool. Notice those are set up and those are good. I want to see what this looks like before I send it to the machine so I don't get any surprises. So we're going to simulate 3D. I'm going to animate the Toolpaths, and I'm going to turn on the light bulb up here so we can see our part, and then we're going to hit play. So looking at our tool order right now, it looks like we're going to have a problem. It drilled 1 hole, and then it cut the outside out, and then it's going to go back and do our data. So we're going to have to do a little editing to tool order here before we go any further. Okay, so in our simulation, it actually cut the part out before it went through and did the dado and the rabbit on the end. So we're going to update our tool order. So I'm going to go up to machining and order, And you can see the tool paths are numbered, so it's drilling the hole first, then it's cutting out, then it's drilling this hole, then it's going 4, 5, and 6. So I'm not really concerned about which one of these happen first. I just want to make sure that this last piece happens at the very end of my operation. So that needs to be number 6. So now it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that looks good. So we're going to go back and we're going to simulate that once again, just to make sure everything looks good. So we'll turn our light bulb off and hit play. Now we have our 2 holes. Now that that's done, holding shift and my right mouse, if you flip this upside down, you'll see those bridges that it added. Those are important so it doesn't break away from the part until after we're done. We can nip those with the bandsaw when we're all finished. But tool operation looked good there. So I'm going to get out of my simulation and I'm going to go up to tool machining, and I'm going to go to output at this point. Now, if you've already done one of these before, the driver is probably set correctly, but we want to check that your driver is set to IJ arcs. If it is, you can simply hit OK here. If not, you'll go to active drivers, go down to the Techno HD, and you're looking for IJ arcs. You have to have that selected in this middle panel, and then hit OK. Hit OK again, and then all you have to do is hit to file. This will be saved as a .nc file, so this is ME3, and I'm going to put my name there. And this is I'm going to put a demo one here because I already have one that's saved in there. But make sure you name that. Don't add any special characters in here, and make sure it gets a .nc on the end. And then I will help you set that up on the CNC router.